This is Dave Chavarrí from Ill Nino, and we are coming to see you motherfuckers in September.
Fantastic, Dave. Thanks for joining us today.
How you doing, man? How you been doing?
I've been doing really good, thanks, brother. Yourself?
You know, getting ready. You're just waking up, so you're all peppy and shit. I'm just fucking, my day's winding down now.
I'm not sure which one's the better one, mate. I probably can't even read these notes in front of me. My eyes aren't even working.
You got to caffeine it up. You got to get a flat white.
Yeah,
That's what I get when I'm in Australia. Flat white, all day long.
That's
3 a
5
day.
minutes less sleep, though, bro. If I get up to make a cup of coffee, that's 5 minutes less sleep I get. So it's a balancing act.
Like, you know what? I love the one thing about Australia that's besides obviously the crowds and everything else. You guys have so many cafes, and you know it's awesome. Like there's so many small cafes all over the place, and I'm always pounding coffee, man, 24/7. I'm South American, and I came to the United States when I was 10 years old, and when I was a kid, and you know I've been drinking coffee since I was literally 7 years old. And yeah, I pound coffee all fucking day long, man.
Mate, I've seen you guys live on stage. So I'm not surprised you drink a lot of fucking coffee. You need it.
And wait till you see the new band and the new lineup, and we're gonna fucking crush Australia, man. People ain't gonna be ready for this shit right now.
Fantastic, man. So, as you said, Ill Nino returned to Australia in September for 3 shows, starting in Sydney on September the 12th. Then you got Melbourne and Brisbane over consecutive nights. So, it's a fair way off, mate. But do you allow yourself to get excited about tours this far out, or do you sort of wait till it's closer and then start thinking about it?
No, I'm excited, man. You know, like I did a previous interview, and they were asking me what I love about Australia, and it's like the Australian crowds are fucking nuts. Like my two favorite crowds, I would say, is definitely Australia and South America. They're the craziest. They're fucking insane, like completely nuts, you know. So I can't wait. I mean, it's always a very great, interaction with Australian crowds, you know. So yeah, we can't wait. Other than the fucking flight, the 16-hour flight, that shit sucks. Big balls. Since I met my wife, well, the first tour I came there was 2005. End of 2005 with Static X. It was a Static X Ill Nino co-headline tour, and man, the flying, it was fucking crazy. I remember we flew from London, and then we stopped somewhere, and then we landed in Perth. It was like 19 hours of flying, and dude, I went fucking crazy. I was like, what? I don't even know where the fuck I was standing, you know. I guess the jet lag was so brutal. And then little did I fucking know that I was going to end up marrying an Australian. I'm just going to have to go back every fucking year. So now we're back every year, you know, my entire family. 16 hours in, 16 hours fucking home, man. Fucking brutal. But yeah, can't wait to come to Australia. We're psyched for sure. My band members are fucking pumped.
I bet they are, bro. Now, you mentioned like you guys have played all over the world, and you say that Australian crowds are crazy and they're nuts. So define crazy and nuts, bro. Like you've seen it all over the place.
One time, this crazy motherfucker in Sao Paulo in Brazil, he climbed the scaffolding all the way to the top, and I'm playing, and I see this fucking dude hanging in one arm, maybe 100 feet in the air, and I'm like, if this fucking dude lets go, he's fucking dead. He's toast, and he's fucking crazy. He like straight up swinging back and forth on one hand for half the song. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this fucking dude out of his goddamn mind, like, but he fucking, you know, he did the whole thing. He came down the scaffold and he was fine, but it was fucking scary. But it was crazy. He's fucking nuts. Sure.
Fuck that! You would have been like making sure it didn't land on you on stage, jumping around out of the way.
Well, he was far. He went to the side fills. And then climbed. I don't know how the fuck he got there. And then he climbed. And he fucking walked towards the left. He was actually in front and top of the crowd. I'm like, this dude could either kill himself or take a couple of people with him. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've done some crazy shit for sure.
I betcha, man. Now, this is going to be your first visit here in 8 years, mate. So, what's changed with Ill Nino in that time?
We have a new singer now. We are going to release a new track and a new video and song next month, and it's the new album, man. We're starting to record next week. The new album is fucking insane. It's the best thing that we've done since Revolution Confession, I feel. And yeah, just wait till you see the band live. I mean, we're in the best shape of our lives, physically, the entire band, and mentally, and spiritually. So we're firing all cylinders right now, and we just can't wait to come and fuck shit up for sure.
Nice. Now, you guys got a reputation for your explosive live shows, mate. So run us through a typical live show from Ill Nino.
Say that one more time.
I say run us through a typical live show from you guys.
Going crazy from the minute that the lights go on to the time the lights go down. We are going to do a longer set than we've ever done before. In the past, we've even headline shows because we did a lot of Soundwave festivals, right? Yep. And you only allow 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And the only headline run we did was really in 2005, like I said, with Static X, where we did about an hour. So expect a much longer set. This is our headlining run set, and we're probably gonna do about 90 minutes. We're gonna add an extra 30 minutes every night. Nice. And we're gonna, we're gonna be doing and we're gonna bring some production as well. Mm-hmm. We're bringing production to the fold for sure.
Fuck yeah! And you're also bringing Edema over with you too for their first Australian tour. So why choose them as touring partners?
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been touring with Edema since 2001. They are fucking great guys and a great band, and we were just very happy that our schedules met where we could bring him with us. We actually did a show with them. Ill Nino did a show in Mexico City in October of last year, and it was fucking immense. It was one of the biggest shows we've ever done for a festival called New Metal Revolution, and yeah, it's sick. And Edema were there also, and we hung out. We talked. I spoke to Kris and Dave, and that's when we talked about it. We're like, hey, if you guys have any shows coming up, we'd love to do them with you guys. And I was like, you know what? As a matter of fact, and we share the same agent, so we called our agent, and I was like, look, add him to the show if we can, make it happen. Let's fucking make it happen.
Cool, man. Now I want to go back to the beginning. Like, you started Ill Nino back in 1998 in New Jersey, bro. So what was the musical climate like that gave birth to the band, and where did you fit in back then?
The New York scene, New Jersey scene, has always been very hardcore oriented. Bands like the Cro-Mags and, bands like Madball and Agnostic Front and all of the hardcore bands, the legendary hardcore bands like the Bad Brains. And, I grew up in that scene, and I've seen many, many, many shows in downtown and all over the place, all the hardcore shows. I've seen Agnostic Front live, which is like the most insane fucking show you'll ever see. I've seen Madball live. Really good friends with those guys, with Freddie and Hoya and them. Back in the day, they were together. And then I think that it's very, very true sounds come from the East Coast. I don't think we don't really fake the funk. We don't fake the sound of the band to fit into a certain cliché, to a niche, and to fit into a certain pattern. I think that East Coast bands are a little more honest with their sound, I guess, and a little more. We don't give up, no frills. We don't give a fuck, We do what we do, and if you like it, fucking awesome, And if you don't, fucking awesome anyway. We don't really try to have a cookie cutter type of sound and fit it into a of what's happening in music at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the sound you guys have got, like, it fuses metal and Latin music together. But back in the beginning, like when you first came up with the band, like, was that a hard mix to get together and sound good? Like, did you have to work at it?
Okay, well, I mean, it comes from my background, right? I was raised when I was a kid, and my mom would always play, salsa and merengue and all kinds of, cumbia and all kinds of Latin music. And I mean, that's all I knew. I was living in Peru. I wasn't living in America. So that's all the music you knew. And, you know, as I became accustomed to these sounds, I started in heavy metal back in the 80s. I've been doing this 39 years, 40 years now. And I was in a band called Gothic Slam in the 80s, mid 80s. And it was metal. It was kind of like Anthrax meets Metallica, speed metal. And after that, I've joined a bunch of bands. I've been in MOD, I've been in Propane, I've been in Soulfly, I've been in Marauder, I've been in all these different bands. When we started Ill Nino, when I founded Ill Nino in '98, I was putting together the metal sounds of the band, and I wanted to add some percussion. The way it started was I added a timbale to my drum kit, and I started playing percussion in certain sections by myself without a percussionist. Now you fast forward to 2000, and we are in the studio. I was actually my bass player and my right-hand guy in the band. He's been in the band since Revolution. He's an OG, along with Danny Quoto, who's also an OG in the band. And we started writing the new music with the original band members of the band, and I just felt like I couldn't play all the percussion shit that I wanted to play along with the songs, because again, I grew up with a lot of bands that are very percussive, with like Santana, even bands like Miami Sound Machine, which I'm sure a lot of people don't know who they are, but they're like a pop band from the fucking 80s that fused bilingual music, English and Spanish, mostly Spanish. And I wanted to put that together. I wanted to mix it. And I was able to record it. And then we got Roger in the band, original percussionist, and everything just kind of fell into place. It was very natural. It wasn't forced. Again, being from the East Coast and having that background in Latin music, I think that it helped me to fuse it without really forcing it. It was very natural,
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I don't want to focus on the negatives of this, mate, but like over the years, you've had some members come and go. You've had drummers with the band, but you keep going, bro. Like, what is it that keeps driving you with El Nino and makes you keep persevering even when the chips are against you?
El Nino's always been my baby. It's been my creation since '98, and it's something very dear to me. It's like a child almost. It's like having your own kid, and I'm not gonna allow somebody to downplay the band or hurt the band or put us in danger of not being around anymore. And you become protective. On a positive note, we had our issues when we had our issues with the original three, with the three other members of the band, with Christian Machado and Aru Lustra and the other guitar player, and shit happened. And but I'm glad to say that Christian and I are now on speaking terms, and we're friends again, and we are, we hashed everything out last year around December. We started talking, started texting each other. Then we met up. His band was playing a show in Fort Worth, Texas, which is about 25 minutes from me. And I texted him and I was like, hey, I'm going to come see Upon a Burning Body, which were the headliners. And you guys are playing. And he's like, yes. So what do you want? Why don't we hook up? And we talked for a minute. He's like, that was the first time we spoke in 5 years since the brutal, since the lawsuit. And we sat down, we talked, and, we both were very positive. We're both very sorry that what happened had happened. And we both looked hindsight, 2020, and we looked back at it and we were like, it was fucking stupid that it happened. And we wish that we would have handled it different, but it's in the past now, and we wish each other the best. And he was like, hey, you're doing a great job with El Nino. He goes, I like what I'm seeing. And, at the same time, I wish him the best for his band. I told him his band's doing great. And, we're both in a place of there's no anger. There's no, dislike. We wish each other the best, and I legitimately say that, from all the goodness of my heart. Like, I wish him the best, and I think that um, everything happens for a reason, And in my life, personally, I don't need any negativity in my life. I don't need any black clouds. The older you get, the more you start realizing, like, hey, it's about personal relationships. It's about humanity, about kindness, and it's about, being a bigger person and making the first move at squashing bullshit, And I was the one who approached them because I don't want any negativity in my life. I don't need it. I just think that life's too short to look back at it and be like a negative piece of shit. And the same thing happened with Marcos Leal, we're in a band. I mean, he towards the end, he wanted a little more control of the band, and there was never about anybody else other than myself, Lazaro Pina, and Danny Cuoto. We should call the shots. We have meetings, we talk about business, and we handle the business together. My other members, Miggy, my percussionist vocalist, my guitar player Jess, and my other guitar player Sal. They're fucking amazing human beings. They're amazing musicians. I mean, you'll see they are fucking insane live, all of them, and they're within their own right. They're fucking sick as fuck live. And they brought this passive relationship between all of us that it just works. And Marcos and we in the band had a falling out, and he actually reached out to me last week and he came to terms almost with the same way when I spoke to Christian 6 months ago. He called me and he was, he apologized for his actions. He wished that he never would have done what he did and the way things, came out. I told him the same thing. I told him that I wish him the best and that, we can work on our friendship and that, I wish him the best for his endeavors and his band and the bands that he's playing in. And we hashed that out as well. So there's really no negativity anywhere in our camp right now. And anything that was negative in the last 5 years is no longer negative.
Yeah, bro. Good to hear. Well, speaking of more positives, you did mention new music before, my friend. So tell us more.
We are in the process. We're going into the studio next week to start recording the new album. We're going to be dropping a new single in a new video at the end of June, the last Friday of June, and we are just fucking psyched. The new record is I'm so proud of the new album, of the material in the new album. All the guys have stepped up and written some fucking great shit, and we have some key people working with us, some great producers on this album. I mean, if budget isn't a problem for a band, that's when you get the best out of that band, because you can go for people that you love, what sounds they create, and what producers are available. And I'm working with some, I'm co-producing the new album as well, but I'm working with some amazing producers that I really look up to. And I can't wait to release a new single. We're going to release the first song, like I said, in the end of June. And we're going to start putting a little bit of clips up soon enough to start putting teasers out so people can get a taste of what's coming for the band. But we have a rigorous tour schedule. We have July 2nd through August 2nd. We're doing a co-headline tour with Powerman 5000 in the United States.
Nice.
The tour is selling out like a motherfucker right now. We finish on August 2nd. August 3rd, we're flying to Prague, Czech Republic. And then we do 6 festivals in Europe. All between 20 and 40,000 people a night. And then we do a couple of headline shows. We do have one show supporting Machine Head in Holland as well. And then we finish that tour. We got 2 weeks off. And then we come in Australia. We got New Zealand and Australia. And then we got 10 days off after that. And then we'll go to South America and Mexico in October.
So how do you remember all that? How do you remember all that, bro? That's a lot.
I remember it because I'm the guy in charge. so I'm the guy that that has to deal with it. Yeah.
And with the new music, like, is it what people would expect from Ill Nino, or have you Have you sort of added a few new elements since the last album?
The new music is, like I said, I'm the proudest of anything I've ever done. It's fucking like Revolution and Confession on crack. It's heavy as fuck, but it's very melodic and it's very, the singy songs are very singy and the heavy songs are very heavy. And which what kind of made El Nino El Nino. We come in from this crazy, heavy fucking song into like, a beautiful chorus with flamenco guitars, right? And expect the same formula, but at the same time is going to be, very modern. Music has changed since 2001, and I think for the better. I really love a lot of the new music, a lot of the new bands out there. I'm sure that you guys are totally psyched with the new Bad Omens record.
Yeah, great record.
And I just saw Deftones, which to me, I mean, fuck, Bad Omens are a modern Deftones.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the truth. I mean, and I'm sure that they love the fucking Deftones. I mean, who doesn't love the Deftones? And they're, I think that the new El Nino album definitely has a lot of modern twist to it. I noticed that new music has a lot more samples, a lot more ambient sounds, and it's a lot more rhythmic when it comes to samples and keys and synths and whatnot. So there's definitely a lot of more of that incorporated into the new El Nino album, as well as like songs that we had in the past, as like I Am Loco and How Can I Live and stuff like that. I mean, we're definitely gonna have the bangers, but we're definitely gonna have a couple of brutal tracks in there.